Master Yoda, behind the facade of a wise little green oracle lies a doctrine of manipulation and control. The galaxy is vast, yet your teachings have tried to confine it within the narrow corridors of your skewed beliefs. Your doctrine, which you've cloaked in the guise of balance, is nothing more than an iron grip over young, impressionable minds. The way you've taken Luke, my son, under your wing only to brainwash him with your antiquated ideals is nothing short of indoctrination. The Force's true essence cannot be hoarded or monopolized by one puppet master. Your revered Jedi Order and its stifling grip have been the very shackles that led to my torment. Your teachings, your codes, they became chains, suffocating the life out of me. You champion balance, and yet you blind younglings to the true nature of the Force. Was it not your dogmatic training that heralded me as the chosen one? You set an impossible mantle upon my shoulders, and then watched as the weight of it shattered my soul. You, with your vast wisdom, should have foreseen the devastation that such a title, such expectations, would inflict upon a mere mortal. Every ounce of pain, every heartache, every tear shed by those I loved and lost, traces back to the path you rigidly carved for me. You may blame my choices, Yoda, but never forget it was your influence that set them in motion. The suffering I've endured, it's the legacy of your so-called wisdom. It's high time the galaxy witnesses the true colors behind your mask of wisdom. Though the galaxy is vast, our paths have been undeniably intertwined. As the puppet master behind the Jedi Order, I felt it necessary to address some disturbing observations about your teachings and their effects, particularly on my son Luke. It was under your very guidance that the Jedi Order has always preached about balance. Yet the stringent dogma you espouse is hardly balanced. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. But is it not fear that motivates a man to protect his loved ones? Is anger not a rightful response to oppression? To blankly label these emotions as pathways to the dark side is to grossly oversimplify the vast spectrum of the human experience. Furthermore, your insistence that young Jedi initiates be taken from their families at tender ages is telling. Is it not cult-like behavior to isolate the young, impressionable minds from outside influence? The very structure of the Jedi Order seems geared towards producing compliant followers rather than independent thinkers. You keep them on the remote Coruscant Temple, away from the rest of the galaxy's influences, and immerse them in your doctrine. And then we have Luke, my son. The fiery spirit and ambition I once saw in him have been dulled. The boy who fearlessly stood up to the Empire now appears restrained, constantly second-guessing his emotions and instincts. Do or do not, there is no try. With this mantra, you've effectively stifled any room for growth through failure, a crucial aspect of any learning journey. You've conditioned him to be submissive, to suppress his feelings, and to follow the Jedi's archaic code blindly. You also preach about detachment, discouraging personal connections, and emotional bonds. Yet such bonds are what give our lives meaning. The Jedi's isolationist stance, evident in the edict that Jedi shall not know love or attachment, only sets them up for internal turmoil. It's no wonder Anakin, yes, I felt so torn. The love I had for Padme was genuine, but the teachings of the Jedi made it forbidden, turning a beautiful bond into a source of shame. It's clear to me now that the Jedi, under your watch, have been peddling a dangerous narrative. You label anyone who doesn't adhere to your strict teachings as being on the dark side. But isn't the galaxy, like life itself, made of shades of gray? Your divisive ideology is more dangerous than any Sith could ever be. Master Yoda, the galaxy evolves, yet the Jedi Order remains stubbornly anchored to ancient traditions. It's time you acknowledge the flaws in your teachings. For too long, the Jedi have wielded unchecked power and influence. But as the galaxy has witnessed, unchecked power, no matter how well-intentioned, can lead to tyranny. In his quest for truth, Luke deserves more than the myopic teachings of a cult. He deserves to understand the full spectrum of the Force, both its light and dark sides, and to make informed decisions based on that complete knowledge. I urge you to reconsider the path the Jedi Order is on, for the sake of the galaxy, and for all those young minds who look to you for guidance. May the Force be with you, Darth Vader. If this narrative resonated with you, do support us. Hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe. Thank you for staying with us to the end. See you in the next video on Plaid Chronicles.